ఓం శ్రీ గణేశాయ నమః. ఓం శ్రీ సరస్వతి దేవ్యై నమః. ఓం శ్రీ గురుభ్యో నమః. ఓం సాయిరామ్. అనంతకోటి బ్రహ్మాండ నాయక మహారాజాదిరాజ యోగిరాజ పరబ్రహ్మ సచ్చితానంద భక్త ప్రతిపాలక సమర్థ సద్గురు షేగాన్ నివాసి శ్రీ గజానన్ మహారాజ్ కి జై. శ్రీ గజానన్ మహారాజ్ విజయ గ్రంథ్ చాప్టర్ 7. Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Glory to thee, O Rama, God of color of clouds, consort of Sita, son of Dasharath, and safe heaven of saints galore. With your blessings, O Rama, monkeys defeated Ravana in Lanka. Victory follows him who enjoys your blessings. He who gets your favors is revered by people, howsoever low he may be in his social status. Am I suitable for such favor? My condition is most pitiable. I lack knowledge and devotion. My mind is unsteady and suspicious. With various desires haunting my mind, how can I expect you to be kind? Logically, it may sound all right, but the scripts point out that you have pardoned many a sinner. Liberating the pious is no wonder, but real greatness lies in saving the fallen. There is none greater than you. I invoke you to pardon my failings and sanctify me, O God. With your blessings, I completely surrender myself to you. The celebrations went with full swing, with all people at the temple. Kanderao from the Patil family was organizing the festival. The Patil clan enjoyed a great heritage of wealth, land, and property. Devotion to sages and saints was a part of their legacy. With all the authority of a village head, Kanderao celebrated the event as said. He came from the lineage of Mahadaji, who had sons named Kaddaji and Kukaji. Kukaji, the younger, was a devotee of Vithoba, the Pandarpur deity. The family enjoyed blessings of Gomaji, a saint from village Naksari. Kataji had 6 sons. They were Kanderao, Ganapati, Narayan, Maruti, Hari, and Krishnaji. Kukaji had none. When Kataji died, the children were brought up by Kukaji as his own. It was a rich family in the town. Kukaji brought prosperity to the Patel family. Kanderao became the head after Kukaji's death. Kanderao had authority and prosperity. Bodybuilding was the brothers' hobby. They played games with swords and sticks. Hari amongst them was a great athlete. People tried to please the Patel clan, though the festival was for God Hanuman. Patels had an irrational attitude which drove the town into annoying disputes. Kanderao abused each one in the village, not sparing even a saint or a sage. When the brothers went to the temple, they started teasing Saint Gajanan. They fashioned indecent puns using the name of Saint Gajanan. They challenged him to a wrestling fight, asking him to prove his saintly might. They invited the saint to the stand or face a beating at their hands. The saint laughed at their folly. Bhaskar said, "Let us go back to Akoli. Let us buy way from these insolent boys, corrupted by power, money, and might." The saint said, "Bhaskar, wait a bit. Patil brothers are all my devotees. All they lack is decorum and modesty. To understand them, watch them closely. Notice their affectionate liaison. Each of them is like my son. They enjoy blessings from various saints. Power is often accompanied by rudeness. How can a tiger behave like a cow, or burning fire be as cold as snow? How can the edge of a sword be mellow? This attitude will eventually go, like the turbidity of monsoon water, getting clearer with the approach of winter. One day, Hari came to the temple ground and challenged the saint to a wrestling bout. Don't keep chanting your favorite hymn, Ghan Ghan Ghanat Bhote. Oh, what a rhyme. Since you are the heart of all respect, I want to test you in all aspects. If you defeat me in wrestling, you get a prize. The saint nodded to accept and sat quiet. He said, "Come on, you are very strong. Pull me up from this position where I belong." Hari used his strength all the way, but couldn't move the saint an inch away. He tried all the tricks of wrestling until his tired body started perspiring. He soon realized that the saint had won, though his build looked a thin and a frail one. The saint was a great mountain of strength, undisturbed like the mighty elephant. Underrating the might of other creatures, Hari felt like a jackal there, or like a barking dog before a tiger. He had never bent down to a saint's feet, but now was the time to accept defeat, in utter surrender to the sacred seer. The saint looked up and said with a smile, "Defeat me or get me the promised prize. Wrestling is the best of manly game form. Krishna in childhood played with Balram. They killed Mushtik and Chanur, gods of Kansa, the wicked ruler. Good health is the best wealth. Second is land, and then money, which all should have. Krishna, living on banks of Yamuna, made his playmates strong. That's the way you do it in Shegon. Make them sturdy with great aplomb. This is the only prize I am seeking. Hari astutely said, "It can only be with your blessings." This was the moment when he learnt restraint and started behaving properly with the saint. His brothers teased him for his weakness and said, "We are sons of Patel. Don't forget, we enjoy the best authority in this region. Why should we bow down to this naked person? He is crazy gathering undeserved attention. We have to curb his dumb orientation. Let us now take immediate steps and stop this nonsense in public interest. It is our duty to caution the precincts, finis, dupe folks by posing as saints. Even gold has to stand the test of purity. The sugarcane incident proved Tukaram's veracity. Dhyaneshwar made a mark making a buffalo sing. Gajanan has to prove himself by similar testing. He has to attest his mettle in the popularity test. Why don't we test him to that effect? Thus saying, they came to the temple with a bundle of solid sugar cane. Hari Patel was quiet and stayed away, but others were boisterous all the way. They called the saint obscene names and said, "If you want to taste sugarcane, you have to bear a beating by them. But no scars could be seen anywhere. We will acclaim you as a yogi if the thrashing shows no marks. If it does, then of course you are a quack." The saint smiled at the children's prattle. Maruti said, "It seems he is baffled." Ganapati said, "Silence means half consent." They all started beating the revered. Except Bhaskar, all devotees dispersed. He appealed to them to stop the torture and spared the saint of benevolent nature. "Your family enjoys a great reputation. Be kind to all who are under your protection. He may not be a saint as you believe, but spare him as an innocent man on the street. Brave hunters attack fierce tigers. They don't shoot innocent grasshoppers. King Ravana's Lanka was set afire by Hanuman. He never touched shanties of poor men. The boys advised Bhaskar to stay off the fight. We are just testing this saintly might. People here call him a great saint. We are accessing his saintly traits." They continued thrashing him wild, like pods in the field of the yield. The saint smiled unflappably. No scars were seen on his body. Looking to the fact, the rowdy boys got afraid and bowed down to him, falling prostrate. Saint said, "Boys, your hands must be aching. It will compress juice for you. It's refreshing." He squeezed the canes with his bare hands and gave juice to the boys as refreshment. How could he squeeze juice without a device? This can be possible only with yogic exercise. With this, he wanted people to recognize that yoga can improve national might. The boys bowed down and ran back to Kanderao. They told him of happenings and the saint of Shegon. With this, Kanderao started visiting the saint, but his rustic language did not change. He never used honorific terms for anyone. Generally, singular words are used on two occasions, as in affection of mother and the offspring, or by an authority to a menial under him. Kanderao reckoned each one as his subject and spoke to them with little respect. That's why he addressed the saint in diminutives. But inflict him insult was not his motive. His heart was like a coconut with a hard shell, soft inside with sweet core and tasty kernel. Once Kukaji called Kandu Patil and said, "You spoke of Gajanan as a great saint. As you know, day by day I am growing old. I would like to see a grandson before I go. Why do you stand dumb before him? Go request the saint to bless you with an offspring. If he is really a seer, He will fulfill your desire. Kanderao approached the saint in a while. Said, Uncle Kukaji is getting old. He wants to see the face of my child. If you enjoy powers to fulfill devotees' desires, why not bless me with a child as a favor? Said the saint, Good. You ask for something. With all the wealth and power at your command, you order everyone. Then why not the Creator? This is something beyond human volition, said Kandu. Crops need water for growth. Bringing rain down is beyond human try. That is why, in famine, the land is dry. Human efforts bring fruitful results. When rain pours down on the thirsty fields, that is the case with me, O saint. So bestow all your favors on me. The saint smiled and said, You beg for a child. Since it is asking for alms, I will bless you with a son. You have to name him Bikya. It is not all in my hands, but by I will request the Almighty to fulfill your desires. In turn, you have to host a mango juice meal to all the Brahmins in the town every year as a token of your gratitude to the Creator. Kandu accepted the proposal and back he went to tell Kukaji of the conversation with the saint. Kukaji was happy. In due time, a son was born to Kandu's wife, bringing joy all around. Kukaji's happiness knew no bounds. Kandu distributed sugar and wheat to the poor and sweets to the children of Shegon. The child was named as Bhikkhu, who grew up like the waxing moon. As promised, Kandu fed Brahmins with mango juice, and the practice continues with the descendants. By the grace of the saint, the child started crawling in the house of Kandu Patel. This irritated the Deshmukh family of Shegon. With Patels, they were at daggers drawn. The feud was going on for long between these two families strong. They hunted for a chance to hurt each other. They fought like two pundits, two ministers, two fighters, two mechanics, or two dogs facing each other. After seeking the grandchild, Kukaji died. On the banks of Bhima at Pandarpur, Kandu was sad to lose his protector. Looking to his state of mind, Deshmukhs grabbed the chance to put the Patels in danger. The details will follow in the subsequent chapter. Please listen to this treatise to bring to you auspicious tidings. Jai Gajanan. End of chapter 7.